Happy New Year. Cool New Year. How you doing? So I tried to set up my camera so I could film, but I can't find the piece to put to my tripod. So, nobody just sheet down one pilot. We gonna make this real casual. Like, I hate when this happens, and I'm gonna need to find it. Luckily, this is my last set of videos to film. I know y'all probably like, yo, are you gonna be more active this year? I am. Okay, I am. So let us get our lives together. Jesus Christ, I hate this. Y'all be loving this type of content, which makes sense because it's like everything else is so curated and so like nice and smooth on my other channel. So it is what it is. Let me just turn on my ring light at least. I'm all over the place. Comment down below. How was your holiday season? Good, bad? Mine was all right. Just took the time to get my shit together. Nothing is working out today, which means God is telling me to sit my ass down because I've literally filmed maybe like 15 videos this week trying to catch myself ahead. So I'm just gonna like figure this out. I'm all over the place. Oh my God. Like nothing's working out right now. I can't find any of my tripod pieces. Like, all right. So anyhow, let's just get into the life updates, right? So first things first, my birthday is January 5th, but as many of you guys know, if you've been subscribed to me, the anniversary of my aunt's death, Auntie Samantha, is January 3rd. Also the anniversary of my grandmother's death. Like she died literally, I think it was when I was turning 18. So I was 17, turning 18. She died on that's a lie. But that doesn't make sense because no, I think she actually died in December. They keep saying she died on the 2nd, but that wouldn't make sense if they buried her that quick on my birthday, which would be the 5th. Because I remember that was always the thing that like they went to Haiti, like my parents and all my family went to Haiti, and I was like spending my birthday alone at the time because everyone went to Haiti and I didn't want to go. I was like, no, I'm gonna spend my birthday in America. I don't want to go. I do regret not going though. But at the same time, I didn't want to be sad for my birthday. In a general sense, a lot of people on my birthday have tend to pass away. I said a lot of people on my birthday. A lot of people in my life tend to pass away around significant times. I don't know what that's about. Like since I was a kid, this especially hurts for a lot of people in my family. Like everybody's like kind of sad and all over the place. I'm trying my hardest to keep my spirits up and most importantly keep myself busy. I haven't been posting a lot in a general sense because I actually just got a new job. Honestly, it's interesting. I'm gonna do videos on my Patreon about this job because there's a lot going on and I think I need to decompress about it. It's to the point where I've doubled up on my therapy session. I've always, for my entire life, done therapy every month. Now I'm doing it every 2 weeks because that's how stressful this job is. I'm no longer on medication and then I don't want to have to get on medication again because of this job. I've had some stressful jobs. If any of you guys are on the Patreon, you know. I've had some stressful jobs. I worked in horrible schools. I've worked with horrible kids. And I've never left the job because of the kids. This might be one of the first times I leave because of the kids. I love kids. I love teaching. I love being in a school setting. But some kids are beyond reproach. That's the best way to explain it. These kids are. Personally, I haven't had any real issues, but it's just like the way they act, the way they retain information, the way they lash out is just so insane. So let me just put this down because my arm's getting tired. Let me set this up just a little bit at least. Oh my God. This is so ghetto. Oh, this is decent. My tetonas is all out, but it's decent. This is interesting. If you guys have been watching my main channel, you would know I said recently I had accepted a position at a Brooklyn charter school, but it actually happens to be an alternative school. Now, although many people would say like, well, it's an alternative school. How do you expect these kids to act? I get that, but at the same time, it comes to a point where it's like, where do we place blame on how these kids are acting? Where's the responsibility? It's kind of like a reformative approach. If you guys are not familiar with reformative approaches with schools and stuff like that, it's kind of like how you guys think gentle parenting is. That's exactly what it would be. Gentle parenting is not lack of parenting. It's not lack of discipline. If you're doing it correctly, your child will be extremely disciplined. My parents were gentle parents, never laid a finger on me, barely yelled at me. I could probably count on one hand how many times my parents really got mad at me or anything like that. My parents were really chill. Anytime I say anything good about my parents, you'll have people like, oh, but you make all these horrible videos talking about your parents. Many things can be true at the same time. I love my parents. They're like my best friends. However, they rely on me too much, and it has led to me being very resentful. My dad had a gambling issue, which affected my life. My mom was very passive. She let my dad handle all the bills, and that's why we are where we are today. Had that not been the case, I would have lived in my parents' house till I was married, but I ended up moving out at like 21, 22, something like that. I ended up moving out because it was just too much. It was literally either them or me. But my parents were always very chill, very relaxed, and I really thank them for that. I did not have traditional Haitian parents, never been hit, never had a control over my life, never had been my parents never tried to dictate what I do or who I was friends with. They always defended me when people tried to talk. So it's interesting seeing these kids and this type of approach in the school where the kids are on their last leg. I work with kids that are literally on their last leg. Like they've been kicked out of numerous schools, or they have horrible attendance. They didn't have enough credits, so they come to this school. A lot of these kids aren't necessarily horrible, but they're not the best. The way they lash out, the way they retain information or don't, it's insane. And it's weird because I'm a dance coach, but it's more like a life coach position to teen. I thought I would genuinely like it because it's like I'm a life coach to everybody in my life already, but I don't love it. I like the idea of it on paper. I like the concept of it. I like the pay. After New York and New Jersey taxes, I could get paid less in New Jersey and get the same paycheck. I'm trying to figure out if it's worth it or not, but at least for the most part, I want to pay off my debt first. I want to pay everything off, be done with it, and see from there, because I'm a dance coach now, but I'm not doing much dancing because of how the kids are. It's not like they're necessarily bad with me because you already know I don't play that shit. It's the fact that they just don't want to learn certain things. They want to do the same TikTok dances all day. First of all, TikTok dances are not dances. Second of all, you have to learn other shit. It's a majorette, but they can't even do a majorette walk. Do you want to learn majorette or not? I've taught majorette. Some of my kids, like last summer, got me into it. I was excited that they were really into majorette, but I'm trying to teach them, and they just want to do the same TikTok combos all day. That's not even majorette for real. If you want to be a majorette team, I could turn you into a majorette team. You want to be a hip hop team, we could turn you into a hip hop team. You want to be a ballet team, I could turn you into a ballet team. But at the same time, you got to actually be receptive. I've told them numerous times, I cannot coach the uncoachable. And even when it's days where we've had a good day, there's always some other shit going on. A kid is doing this, a kid is doing that. Now I gotta run and do all of this paperwork. Now talk to a parent. It's like it eats up half of my day. I'm constantly running around. And I feel like the school was extremely honest with me about certain obligations, but they weren't honest about the specific workload and how these kids genuinely do not retain information. If you guys haven't watched my other videos, especially on my main channel about education and stuff, I don't play about education and I don't play about kids. And I don't want to be involved in something or involved in kids' lives where I do not feel like I'm truly making a difference. I feel like emotionally I might be making a difference, but at the same time, I kind of feel like they're not really learning anything. I've been there for about a month so far. December 17th made it a month. I did not break a sweat once. That's how much no dancing I'm doing. And I don't like it. This was supposed to be not only something for me to help pay my debt, but also my last rodeo before I try to open a studio, 2026. Or 2027, like end of 26, 27, I want to start my dance classes up again, like personal ones, teaching different things this year. And then I want to open a studio. This was supposed to be my last rodeo. And it's like, I'm not even dancing. I'm wasting my time, especially since my YouTube finally started kicking up again. It's like, what am I doing here? I believe God put me there for a reason. So I'm just going to see where it goes. In regards to my man, everything's fine there. There's never anything to report. But also, I don't share relationship business in a general sense. A lot of you guys be asking me to cover certain stories and stuff. I don't do that unless it ends in death and it is a lesson. I don't really talk about relationships, nor do I talk about mine, because I feel like there's a level of respect that has to be attained when you're in one or when you're talking about other people's relationships and passing judgment. But I guarantee you, everything's fine. I always get that question of, oh, when are you going to get married? Or when are you going to have kids? And it's like, I'm genuinely not ready. Again, I want to pay off my debt. Most of the people in my life that's been married in the past, so I'm 30. I'm saying the past 10 years are now divorced. I'm one of those people. I learn from other people. I don't got to learn the hard way. I don't got to go through it. If I observe something or if someone tells me something, I'm going to be able to take the lesson immediately and apply. It's a hot mess. Like, I'll say 80%, more than that. 80, maybe 85, 90% of the people that have been married in the past 10 years of my life are now divorced, separated, or just in a toxic marriage. It's making me like, okay, I could wait because me and my man, we're solid. I don't want to rush into something Also, it's just not a priority right now. I don't have married money. If I'm gonna have a wedding and do all of that, I don't want to be taking out loans and scrambling for pennies or whatever. Also, the whole situation of having a kid, y'all already know. I don't believe people should just have kids that fulfill fantasies. I want to be happy, barefoot pregnant, chilling at home making YouTube videos when I get pregnant. I don't want to have to go to work and leave my baby at my mom's or his mom's or pay for daycare. I understand that's the way of life for a lot of people. Fortunately, that's not what I'm trying to do. I want to get to a point where I don't have to think about filming, but I want to film. I want to get to a point where I don't have to do anything but take care of my kid, spend 1,000% of my time with my kid. That's just me. I know you guys are probably wondering about my classes. A lot of you guys always ask me, like, where's your Zumba classes? I quit Zumba last year. I quit Zumba during the summer because they were pissing me off. If you guys are not aware, I worked at LA Fitness for years. It was actually one of the things that helped me start dancing again and start taking dance more seriously. And I loved it for the time being, but eventually LA Fitness started getting on my nerves. Maybe that could be a separate video in itself. The way they treat instructors is piss poor garbage. And that depends on which LA Fitness you work at, which state you're in, who your director is. Let's just say mine suck. I said what I said, I meant what I said, and I'll say it again. I don't care if any of them see this because you're not gonna fight me. It's a lot that goes into that. I'd be sitting here for a long time talking about that if I did go into all of those details, but just know I'm no longer doing that. My goal is to teach my own classes. I have 3 pending locations that I can do. They just all have their pros and cons that I need to think about in regards to you guys coming to these classes. I found a studio in Ironbound, Newark. Love it. She's real chill, real relaxed, and actually the cheapest option. But the parking is garbage. It's really bad. And I don't want you guys to be trying to come to me and then it's like you can't find parking, but I really like her vibe. I really like that studio. So I might just go with it because again, it's also the cheapest. Second option is a studio in Belleville. I've had situations there before. Really like it. There's good parking and everything, but it could be inaccessible to those of you that might be traveling via train or bus. So that's something I've been considering. And then there is a studio in Bloomfield, same situation. The thing in Bloomfield is it would be a revenue split. I don't know how much I'd want somebody to revenue split with me. That's also one of the cheaper options. I need to figure it out like by next week or so because I need to start making moves so I can start promoting these classes. But also it's one of those things where it's like I don't want to make the wrong decision to hop to a different place, right? The Bloomfield place is great because it is Haitian owned. I worked with them before. It is the most expensive, but you get remote access, but it's like it's a hard cut, right? So if you book that shit from 7 to 8, you gotta be out by 8. Like they cut off the music and the doors locked. Like it's whatever. Like it, which I mean that's how it is. Business is business, but it's like with Bloomfield and Belleville, they have a little bit more leeway, and I like that. So it's like, there's a lot of things I have to think about before I commit to a studio. But if you guys are interested, please follow me on Instagram because it's going to drop there first, as well as my Patreon, Discord, and all of that. Me making a video about whenever my classes start is going to come out last. Like, everybody else is going to be notified first. Thank you guys for supporting me because I feel like this job has been making me second guess my dance teaching ability. I think it's making me second guess how good or bad I am. I feel like it's making me feel like I can't teach for real. Like, because these kids, and I know it's not my fault because they're neurodivergent. A lot of them are undiagnosed. A lot of them are diagnosed. I got kids with paras, so I get it. And it's not even them not being able to focus. A lot of them are defiant or have emotional issues, things going on at home, and they bring it to school. And now they lashing out on teachers. So it's like, it's making me second guess, like, damn, should I be doing this? Should I just go be a social media manager for a Fortune 500? That's what my original degree is in. And I guess that goes into my next life update. Love Kid, part of me has been looking at like dance programs. I don't know if it's because I really, truly love education. Like I love knowledge, or if it's like, I think I feel the need to legitimize my dance career. You guys are probably looking at me like, if you don't sit down, I think it's a me thing. I think I need to get over it, but who knows, I might do it. If I find something that's super cheap, convenient, or very affordable, I might go for it. But I've literally been dancing, teaching, putting together pieces, putting on performances for 15 years, like, which is insane because I'm 30. I've been doing this since I was 15. When I started really liking it and doing pieces that I would show. But technically my first choreographed piece I was like, and it was like at a situation at a park to that Let It Go song by, what's it, Keisha Cole? That Let It Go. I remember the dance move. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. But even at that, that's the earliest one that I remember that I actually liked. But I remember probably a year prior to that, I did one for church. It's the God in me. I've been doing this. No, I don't to legitimize my dance experience. I feel like part of me genuinely just like, I feel like, I don't know, I think it's a dance thing or it's an art people thing. We see other people, or if you stop doing things for a while. I was out of practice from, especially during high school. There was maybe a year I didn't dance because they took dance out of school, so I had to do things myself. In college, there was maybe a year I didn't dance. And so it's like I've been in and out of practice. So I think sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not as good as these other people or whatever. But then it's like I'll take a dance class from a friend or whatever, whether it's Afro or jazz, whatever. People just looking at me like, damn, she's good as fuck. I'm always late to these classes, and I know that's poor class etiquette. But I'll be like 10, 15 minutes late, and I'll pick up on the choreography like that. And people just like, I know it's a me thing in my head. It's probably something I'm gonna talk about in therapy tomorrow. It's interesting. Like, I know dance is something I want to take seriously. I know I want to help underprivileged kids who want to dance, underprivileged adults, people that are out of practice that really want to dance. So I know I'm on the right track with that. Next update is, I guess, mental health wise, right? I know a lot of you guys always ask me about my mental health. I've been handling myself so much better without meds. It's been over a year since I've been on medication. And like I said, this job is making me feel like I want to be back on medication, but at the same time, I feel great. I feel optimistic. I feel my feelings, if that makes sense. What many of you may not know is being on medication, it can fuck with your emotions. Like, someone can pass away and you won't cry till next month because you can feel it yet. It's annoying. But at the same time, medication saved my life, and I would have no problem going back on medication if need be. I'd feel sad sometimes because I think having that job is interfering with my social media. But at the same time, I gotta do what I gotta do because I'm tired of having that lingering on me. Like, I hate it. I feel like I'm doing better, but at the same time, I could be doing better, if that makes sense. And there's certain things I'm just gonna have to step away from. Like, Zumba was one, that was a big one. Anytime I had a Zumba class, I'd be so upset. I'd be like, oh my God. And mind you, it's only like 55 minutes. It's really not that big of a deal, but I just hate, I loved my students and I liked the choreography aspect of it, but I just didn't care to do it anymore after a while. So yeah, I think it's about mitigating what's bothering me and figuring it out. Like, my parents was a really big stressor. And yeah, now I just don't do shit that I don't want to do. Or if they're like, can you buy this? It's DoorDash with their money, not my money. So figured that out. As far as my environment, I hated being in South Jersey. I moved back by any means necessary, and now I'm here. I'm just trying to eliminate stressors that may be causing me to feel certain ways. And yeah, in regards to this channel, we're going to be posting at least once a week. That's the goal. I'm trying to aim for 2 times a week on my other channels. That's why this one will only get 1 a week. I don't really know what I want to post on this channel. I used to do the whole story time in life situations, but I really don't like niggas in my business. Even niggas that know me don't know that much about me because I like it that way. So yeah, I don't know. We gonna see. I think I want to stick to motivation, advice, vlogs. I think you guys like these type of sit down vlog type situations, so we're gonna stick to that format, right? So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being on the Patreon. Thank you for joining any of the memberships. Thank you for buying merch. Thank you for just being there for me. I think I'm starting to now open my eyes to realize, like, wow, I'm an influencer and people fuck with me. Now you guys probably are like, girl, what the fuck? But hey, I got mental health illness issues. So sometimes, like, things are way more intense to me or way more serious to me than they are to the average person. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you guys really enjoyed your holiday season. And even if you did not, it's okay. There's other days. For updates again, make sure you guys check my Instagram, and I will see y'all next time. Pause. Also, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. If you guys want to get me something, everything's going to be linked down below. I also have an Amazon wish list in which you will not have to get postage or anything. So make sure you guys do that. No pressure. Just letting you know it's there.